Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the program. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of free online assets that we can use to look at our investments. We're at smartasset.com, and the first one we're going to do is we're going to take a look at their investment calculator. You can see here we've got a couple different ones to pick from. First one we're going to try is the investment calculator. All right, so the cool thing about this one is you can put whatever you want in it. So let's say this year we're going to start a new Roth, and we're going to start at $6,000. We're going to put in an additional $6,000 every year, so that's our minimum. We're going to say we'll get a 7% rate of return, and we're going to let this grow for 30 years. All right, let's see what we got. So 30 years, 6,000 annually. All right. Now we notice that our investment will be worth over $612,000. But here's where it gets neat. We take a look at our starting amount of $6,000. Our total contributions were $180,000, and our interest earned was $426,438. So the majority of the money that we made from interest. Let's take a look. So in the first year, we made $420 in interest. If we come down to the 10th year, that's already up to $35,331. And we jump down to 20 years, and we're at $162,000 in interest alone, you guys. This is the power of compounding interest and why it's so important to get started early. Now, let's try this. Let's say we had a rollover IRA. We rolled over a 401k and we had $50,000 in it. Okay? Now let's say that we didn't add to that at all because it was rollover. And let's say we still had 7% and we still had 30 years. At the end of that time, even not adding, you guys, we would have $380,000. Almost, well, $380,600. And look at this. Our interest earned would be $330,000. That is incredible. Let's say we got even better. Let's say we got an 8% return, which isn't completely out of the range of possibilities, right? 8%. Oops. Oh, come on. 8%. All right. Now we've grown to $503,000, you guys. So 1% more got us an extra $150,000. That is incredible. Now, second one I want to look at is, let's go back. Let's go down and take a look at the capital gains calculator. Now, I like this one because it helps me with how much I'm going to pay in taxes. Now, let's say that I had a $10,000 investment. Okay. And I'm in Portland, Oregon. All right, and let's say I sold it and I had made $5,000. Oops, sorry about that. So I sold it at $15,000, and I only hold it. I had it less than a year. So I'm married, and let's say I make $150,000. So upper middle class. Okay, let's see what that does for us. Capital gains. Oops, no, less than a year is what I want. Okay. So on $5,000, you guys, in the state of Oregon, I would pay 22%, which is my marginal rate, right? $1,100 there. In Oregon, we pay, they don't have a discount for short or long term. It's 9%. So I would pay $450 to the state of Oregon, bringing my total to $1,550. Now, if I held that for more than a year, you guys, my capital gains for the feds would go down to $750, saving me $350 on that amount. Good argument for keeping it for a little longer, huh? Let's see, I went across the river to Vancouver, and I don't know if Vancouver's there. Well, okay, I'll go now, that's fine. Washington. And let's say I make more money now. Let's say I make $300,000. All right, $300,000. I've held it less than a year. Same amount, $5,000, right? Now then, because I'm making more money. You notice I've shot up to 27.8%. What that is, you guys, is that I'm in the 24% tax bracket, but I've got 3.8% tacked on there for the NIT tax, the net investment income tax, or the Obamacare tax. So now I'm paying $1,390. Washington doesn't have any state income tax, so that helps us out, right? But let's go down and look. If I had held that same investment for over a year, I would only owe $940 in capital gains. I would save $450, but look at what else it does. So let's change it to more than 1 year. We come back down. Now notice it's 18.8%. Now why is that? Because if you make over $450,000, you become part of the NIT tax, the NIIT tax, 3.8%. So you're actually only getting taxed 15% on the capital gains because they're long term, but you're also adding in the 3.8% NIT tax. So this is important to think about. Now, what if we were in California? San Fran, let's say, okay, and let's say we were a really high interest. Let's say we made $550,000. Okay, married, and we held it less than 1 year. Let's see where we're at now. It keeps resetting to more than a year. Let's go less than a year. Okay. So now notice we are 38.8% for our effective rate, which would be a taxation to the feds of $1,940. Remember, this is only on $5,000, you guys. State of California, once again, does not have a differentiation for short or long-term gains, so you're at 9.3. You're going to pay them $465 for a total of $2,405 in total tax. Now, if we held that same for more than 1 year, you guys, it drops down to $1,190 for the feds, saving you $750 on $5,000. Now let's see what it looks like when we do that. So we hit it over to more. Notice it drops us down now to 23.8. Because we're over $450,000, it's putting it at 20% capital, long-term capital gains at 20%, plus a 3.8% NIT tax. Now the really cool thing about this particular calculator is you can put in whatever state you want, any values you sell it for, how long you held it, and it can give you a really good idea of what your taxes are going to be. Now, these are just 2 of the free calculators available at smartasset.com, you guys. I recommend you go check it out, put some numbers in, play around with it a little bit, particularly with the capital gains calculator, as it will show you an estimation of what you're going to pay in your taxes. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.